Welcome to Vixie Gaming, the hotspot for cheap, fun, expanded Pokemon TCG deck builds, as well as other Pokemon TCG content. I'm your host, Tyler. This is our mascot, Vixie. Say hello to everyone for us, Vixie, will ya? Vixie says hello. Alright, now you're just showing off your cool new animations, aren't you? Alright. Anyway, we've got a really fun build for you today. We're going to be utilizing what's recognized as one of the worst Pokemon V in the entire franchise and building an entire deck out of that Pokemon. This deck I call Hat Trick, and we're going to be, this is a thematic deck. We're utilizing a specific Pokemon, and that's going to be the theme of the entire deck. The other name that it can be known by is Confused Bruh. And we're going to be utilizing Hatterene V from Sword and Shield. This was a promo. It had its own promo box. So it had the small card, it had a jumbo card, and everything. So Mental Crush does 90 damage, plus 90 more if your opponent's active Pokemon's confused. It's fine. You know, it's not the greatest attack ever. But what we need to do to make this actually viable is we need to be confusing the crap out of our opponent. And it's nice we've got this Confounding Pulse, this second attack, that is kind of like a boss's orders, and then the new Pokemon that's active is confused. But we can't rely on that for the Mental Crush next turn, because now your opponent has a turn, they could switch out their Pokemon, they could evolve, or there's all kinds of different ways that they could heal that confusion. So we need to make sure that we are confusing them right before we use the Mental Crush. So if we're able to really pull this off, we're doing 180 damage each turn, and our opponent's active Pokemon is confused, which if we keep confusing them, and they're running out of options to get rid of that confusion, that's very disruptive. This is a very disruptive deck, and I think you're going to like it. So how about the other Hatterenes? We actually have 3 unique, really interesting options for Hatterene V. Or Hatterene, sorry, not the V, but the single prize Hatterene. And they each have a different ability and a different attack. And that's really cool to me. I really like that. So we've got Witch Rondo, which is like an escape rope. We've got Mind Hat, which forces both players to discard a card. So if you were going to discard your hand anyway, then that's only disrupting your opponent. Cool ability, Hazard Sensor. It's kind of like Earringing Bell. So if this Pokemon gets damaged in the active spot, the opponent's active is confused. They each have their own attack too. And they each have a relatively low energy cost for a relatively good amount of damage. There's a few other cards that I want to go over before I show you the build. So we need some options to confuse the opponent before we use Mental Crush. What are our options? Well, we've got 3 pretty good options right here. Earringing Bell can be attached to any Pokemon as a tool, and then if that gets hit while it's in the active spot, the opponent's Pokemon is now confused. Koga's Trap is just immediate poison and confusion, so now you're doing 10 extra damage as well, so 190. And then Porygon Z with Bug Transmission is kind of cool because whenever you attach an energy to Porygon Z, your opponent's active Pokemon is immediately confused. So right before you use Mental Crush, attach an energy to Porygon Z, they're confused, use Mental Crush, 180 damage. As I was testing this deck out, I realized we need a little bit better acceleration, and an easy option for acceleration that we've gotten in Celebrations, Zacian V. You get to search your deck for a Psychic and attach it to any one of your Pokemon. The caveat there is that your turn ends, but if this is towards the beginning of the game and you weren't going to be able to attack anyway, this is an awesome option for acceleration, and its attack is a good standalone attack. For 3 energy you can do 150, and then you can keep piling on more Psychic energy to do even more damage. So let's take a look at the deck build. We need 4 copies of Hatterene V. We want our line of Hatterene. I went 4-3-3 and 1. So I went 3 copies with Psychic, because Psychic is a good attack for the beginning of the battle. And then Dripping Grudge is a great attack for such a low cost towards the end of the battle. Dripping Grudge does more damage for each Pokemon in your discard pile. Zacian V, we want 2 copies in there. We want our lineup of Porygon Z. I went 3-2-2. Now our item cards, we're going to need Rare Candy, Earringing Bell, Switch, Pokeball, Ultra Ball. We need some supporter cards in here. I went with Professor's Research. That'll power up Dripping Grudge. Avery for even more disruption on your opponent. And that actually makes Witch Rondo a little bit more powerful because you're forcing your opponent to switch. And if they have less options, that's good for you because you can force maybe a certain Pokemon to come out. Koga's Trap, that's an important card because it's a guaranteed confusion. So I put 3 copies and Listener a couple copies. And then we're going to fill the rest of the deck with Psychic Energy and 3 copies of Double Colorless. That's what I've got for you today. You're gonna like the price of this. I was able to build this today. I built this online and just kind of calculated what the cost would be, including shipping. $16.73 new, and that's with only near mint and lightly played copies from verified sellers. And let me tell you, it's actually a lot of fun to play, to be confusing your opponent so many times and doing the straight 180 damage so often. It's a lot of fun. That's all I have for you here. Thanks so much for watching. Tonight, Zarina is coming to Pokemon Unite, so I'm hoping to record a video and maybe, hopefully, be able to get it out by tonight. If you've made it this far in the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We've got plenty more where this came from. And then if there's a card from the expanded or even from standard sets that you want me to do a deck on, they're like, this is a good card, or this is an interesting card, or this is my favorite Pokemon, and you want me to do a deck on it, leave a comment below. I would love to do a whole video dedicated to your card, dedicated to your idea. Thanks again so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. I'll see you soon.